So, I mean, I guess I wonder for you what you felt it was like taking this precious thing that you had written and that you had spent time crafting and sculpting and handing it over to a filmmaker stroke animator that you
I'd
hadn't
never met.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. I was obviously really happy with the end product, but it feels like quite an exposing thing. You work hard on this thing and you hand it over. It's something that I've done once before on another film project. And somebody said, "What, you've not seen the film until the screening?" And I said, "No, it's a little bit like sending your children off to be tattooed." It's like, "Whatever, mate, yeah, just bring them back at 3 o'clock, whatever you think." Yeah. So it does feel a little bit exposing, a little bit nerve-wracking, but I was thrilled with the end product. Absolutely. And I can see why a filmmaker might not want the writer looking over the shoulder to that extent. But what I'm really happy about is the extent to which the visuals serve the words, serve the poem, rather than competing with it or detracting from it.
It's a fine balance, isn't it? I think that partnership, it's taking the poem and respecting the integrity of the narrative that's contained within the poem, but also finding a way to interpret that doesn't end up becoming almost a Pan's People's School of animation, you know, where every kind of image is perhaps totally illustrative of what the text is saying.
I've seen it happen where it can be too literal. And I've also seen it done where it can be too distracting. Your mind doesn't know, the lay viewer doesn't know whether to watch the visuals or listen to the words, and the things can pull against each other.
True.
So I think both the films struck that chord.
Absolutely.
Note very well.
I mean, I felt that I love the fact that they were distinct yet connected, obviously through Ruskin. What I really appreciated was that Rob and the team that he had worked with, Rob and Vanessa Speranza, had gone to lengths to obtain Ruskin's music from,
is that right?
Yeah, from an archive on the Isle of Wight, and they'd obtained a piece of music which they'd got a musician to interpret, and that accompanied my text, and that they've kind of fused the two in a way that almost the music could have been playing at the time I recorded the poem, but actually it wasn't. So I really appreciated that kind of detail beyond the kind of construction of the film, and the number of people who were involved in making the film.
And he brought a musician in as well, and the music there really serves the piece really nicely, just underplayed support to the whole thing.
I mean, I think it's that thing, isn't it? I mean, of things serving each other, and how you create a kind of unified whole from the disparate pieces, so that it doesn't become, it would be so easy, for instance, to create a piece of film that accompanies the text that actually the two just sit on opposite sides of a space, and you notice the jar between them. But actually to create that kind of unity between the two, I think is something that takes great skill.
And I think what was interesting as well, the same body of work, Ruskin's teachings, inspired two very different poems stylistically in terms of what they chose to focus on, and that the visuals were so distinct as well. One's in monochrome and uses, you know, imagery from that era, and the other's, you know, animated and beautifully colourful, and they're very distinct whilst coming from the same source.
Yes, I mean, you used the word tattoos before, and almost in this lullaby of a film that Rob and Vanessa Speranza and their team have created, there's a sense of almost, the building felt very tattooed in many ways, the kind of beautiful birds and trees, and the lushness of the colours that they had chosen, this kind of depth of purple and this kind of almost sonorous green emerald green that they had chosen. It felt very specific and beautiful.
And the actual screening on the evening, the outside of the chapel here is beautifully atmospheric spot with the trees and autumn kicking in, and Steve and everybody did a great job projecting the images and the sound. It was very evocative there.
And obviously opposite the Ruskin Gallery.
Absolutely.
So again, there are sort of there are
resonances
there.
and links.
So it's great.